So we're here. I draw my life from Bambi. We reached 3,000 subs, and I've been waiting to do this because I didn't want to see the numbers go down again, because YouTube goes up and down. But yeah, we have officially reached 3,000, and we're going up. And in the celebration, if you can call it that, of the 3K subs, I am going to do a draw my life. It's not gonna be really that, exciting, but it's gonna be something. So let's just get started, I guess. I was born into a family of 3. I was the 4th one. It was my brother, my mom and dad. And at a really young age, my mom and dad got separated. And it really didn't bother me, because I was so tiny. I didn't think I was a year old or whatever. So I didn't actually feel the impact. But my dad stayed in my childhood town, and my mother moved to a distant place, man. Like right into the out on the countryside. And there she eventually married some other guy. Me and my brother, we visited our dad like half the week, and then we were at our mom's, and I guess stepdad at the time. We were there half the week. It was an okay way to do it. It was there on the countryside my passion for, and you know what I'm gonna say, gaming got born. Because when I wasn't at my kindergarten, I was at this woman that I guess it's like a child, a woman that takes care of children. But when I was there, I wasn't there really that often. Well, I don't know, I was so little, I haven't really asked about it. Because we found out she was a bit of a psycho. I like to beat her fucking kids that she was watching. But anyways, there I just sat down. When I was there, I sat down and I played Crash Bandicoot, and it was it was amazing. I didn't do anything. I gave her the easiest job in the world. I just had to be fed. I had to be, I had to have water, and I had to have the occasional nap, and that was amazing. It was amazing. So there I got to play all the time I wanted. And there I got to play all, as much as I wanted. And it was, that's where I thought, shit, I need this. This is my shit. This is my shit. I need this in my life. And, a couple of years went on, and we discovered that our stepdad at the time was a crazy fucking piece of shit that liked to beat his family, and we couldn't have any of that, so we moved far away back to my childhood town where my father lived. So now I got my dad and mom in the same town, about like 200 meters away from each other, so that's pretty cool. So we moved into a apartment, me, my brother, and my mom, because it was cheap to live there, and but we suffered from that as well, because the apartment was not a good place to live. It was raining inside. I mean, the rain just came through the fucking roof and doors and walls, and the same with snow when it was cold. It was not a good thing. But we pulled through, as we have done many times before, and there my passion for gaming even escalated, because there I got to play Spyro. I got to play Spyro in that bitch, and occasionally at my dad's neighbors I got to play I don't remember which one, Super Mario on the NES. And it was just the bomb, man. I loved it. I couldn't understand that such a thing could exist. I mean, I was watching movies and such at the time, but it didn't grip me as much. Well, I guess, what's it called? I guess Moomin. I guess Moomin was a show I was obsessed with. I mean, I draw those bastards all the time. If I had a paper, that was all I drew. And there was like one episode that it freaked me the fuck out. I'm not gonna go into it, but that shit scared me for life. But anyways, a couple of years went by living in the shitty apartment, and I eventually got my hands on a Game Boy Color, like a green one. I still have it. I fired it up a few weeks ago, and I was like playing Harry Potter. But anyways, I got a Game Boy Color with Zelda on it, and it was amazing. What's it called? Zelda, the you know, when you change the seasons or whatever. I have no idea. That was my favorite game. And the more I got into that shit, the more I got into it and discovered like the role-playing aspects of it, kinda like wandering around doing stuff. It was accepting quests. It was actually pretty cool. And while living there, my mother met a guy, which is my stepdad right now, actually. So they've been together for like, I don't know, a couple of years, a lot of years actually. They kind of hit it off, and he had a son, and guess what? He had a PlayStation 1 as well, with a lot of cool games like Tarzan and stuff. So we were like gaming and doing stuff. They eventually moved in together. So we moved away from the shitty apartment into this house that you've seen a lot of times in my videos. This is actually my childhood room that I'm sitting in right now. And when I moved here, there was like Winnie the Pooh carpet on the floors, and there was like hearts on the walls, and everything was blue. So we kind of stripped that apart after a couple of years. But anyways, the PlayStation 2 wasn't really a thing that we cared a lot about. You know, we bought it. I think at the time, a bit before moving, me and my brother, we played Quake and Doom and a lot of other games on the computer at my dad's house, and we loved that shit. I also played a bit of Counter-Strike in the later years. That wasn't really the game I used to pass the time, but Quake and Doom. And we also had these discs, right? Those squares, those discs. And we played a lot of weird stuff, like Prince of Persia is one of them, and Stunts was one of them. Oh my god, we had a lot of stuff. I think Quake was also on the discs, so it's a long time ago. I'm starting to be an old man. Damn, time flies. And when we moved to our new house, we bought a PlayStation 2 eventually. There we played a lot of games, and I lived the life. I didn't have anything to complain about, right? And then the PlayStation 3 came out, right? And Metal Gear Solid was the bomb. It was the best. And I played that shit for hours on end. It was a good time to be a gamer. PlayStation 3, I was never a Xbox boy. I never really liked the Xbox. But nevertheless, and eventually, I grew up to, I went to school and stuff. I wasn't really a student that got a lot of good grades. And I think part of that was because I didn't have any friends at school. I was kind of an introvert and a loner most of the time. So I guess I found solace in gaming, because it kept me accompanied, and I had some friends, and we went out bicycling and doing all that good stuff that that kids do. But I think the deepest thought was that I was kind of a loner, and I don't really mind. I think I'm an introvert. I mean, I like being out with friends and stuff, but sometimes I just want to sit inside and, I don't know, do anything besides that. It's a weird thing. I don't know what that's called. Maybe it's introvert, I don't know. But anyways, it wasn't until 8th grade. I don't know if you guys have that in the part of the rest of the world. I think that's high school, where I met two of my closest friends. and we kind of hit it off, and we had a passion for gaming, and we're still friends to this day, hopefully a lot more. And we had this passion for gaming, right? We were kind of the outcast, us three. We weren't really strange or anything. We were just the outcast. We didn't just fit in with every other people, because we thought everyone else was weird, and they probably thought that about us as well. That's childhood, people. But we got out of high school. We passed all of our exams, and we went on to college, I guess, where we got separated, me, my buddy, and my other buddy. But we still stayed in touch. Eventually, one of my friends changed his school to mine, because he was doing another subject, he was doing another class than he was originally thinking about. So there on the school, we struggled to get through. It was a hellhole. It was a shithole, and there we met two other guys as well. Which also, shared our same thoughts and ideals and, passion. And, that's basically where I met all my friends, and we're still friends to this day. It's been a long time being friends. And now that we graduated out of college, we still hang out, man. And it's really good. It was at this point at college I started doing, well, first off, I studied for medical. I was gonna graduate in something with health, I guess. It was the easiest year of my life. I didn't have to show up at class even. I just had to show up, sometimes. If I just was there from 12 to 2, I was good. And if I did my homework and did all the stuff I had to do, then it was okay. And that's pretty dope. And that's also where I met my first real girlfriend. And I was also studying to become an ambulance driver / worker. It was tough, man. It was tough. And I'm not even thinking about the mental and physical downside of it. I'm thinking about the grades. You had to have fucking straight A's. And I didn't come in what my girlfriend at the time did. And, grats to her. I don't know even if she did anything with it. But, and the next year after that, I studied IT. Computers and stuff, servers, all that stuff. It was probably the worst year of my life, because nothing, and I mean nothing, went my way. I hated my class. The only thing that put me through school was my friends at the school, and in my free time, when we met up, because it was a hellhole. We didn't get any proper education there. The teachers were shit. And my girlfriend at the time was a cheating cunt. So I know I had to leave her, and the year was fucked. The year was not cool at all. And I eventually passed my exams. Thank God. The teachers and my censor, I don't know if you guys have that, even face palmed when I when I stood there and did the exam, because it was an oral exam. Oh my God, it was the worst. Here on out comes the biggest change in my life, and probably the one that made me into the guy I am today. You see, when I was at my third year of college, I guess it's college, I don't know. It's my 13th year of school, if that makes anything. If that makes any sense. I started going to school, right? Just doing regular subjects to get into a university, I guess. But something weird happened that made me the guy I am today, because I felt really sick one day. I had been, I had this infection in my throat, and then I got meds for it, and I was really sick, man. I had fever, I was feeling all kinds of shit, but I still had to go to the school because I didn't want to fail. I was set on the goal that I had to pass this year. And eventually I just couldn't handle it anymore. My back was hurting like fuck. It was like somebody poured boiling water on my back, and I just had to leave. I just had to leave and go to the emergency room, and they couldn't find anything. I was like, shit, I think I might have some lung shit or whatever, like an infection in my lungs, because I couldn't breathe almost, and they were like, no, you're completely fine. But the next night at 2 a.m. I wake up and I can barely breathe. My back is hurting. I'm almost fainting because it's so painful. And my mother finds me in the kitchen, just sitting bent over the kitchen table, and I didn't know what to do. I just sat there, trying to cope with it, I guess. And she just had to call the ambulance. This is probably where my mental health broke down, because when I arrived in the ambulance, they gave me so much morphine that if I fell asleep I would die. That's what he said, and it didn't even take away the pain. So I thought, holy fuck, I'm dying. This is not good. And when I arrived at the hospital, they said I was having a heart attack, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like 19 at the point. No, not even that. I was 18 or 17. And I was like, what the fuck, right? And then they suddenly realized I had an infection in my heart. And my heart was running at 35%. It was moments away from death if I wouldn't have called the ambulance. It was a tough time, getting all the meds, getting all the talks with the doctors, and the pain and mental stress after that. I guess it's some kind of PTSD. I don't know. It's been rough, and I still to this day have a lot of pain in my back and heart because of all this, because I have all these scars. But anyways, I was eventually released after like 2 weeks or 1 week, I don't remember. They said I couldn't do any real exercise or do anything basically that required oxygen. So I was sitting at home for like a year, and and being the person I was, I didn't really think much of it because I liked being alone. It was at this time, right after I was written out of the hospital, I met my beautiful and intelligent girlfriend in a cafe, at a cafe in Oslo, and we just hit it off. And we went back to her place, and we had like a 24-hour date. And it was like really, really, really fucking cool. Actually, we talked for like 24 hours. I would never expect that, but yeah, that was like a really long date. And after that, we kind of like hit it off, and we're still together to this day. So shout out to my beautiful girlfriend if you're watching this. After all of this, I didn't manage to go back to school. I tried, and I was there for like 2 weeks, and then I couldn't anymore. The pain was horrible. It was horrible, and I almost fainted every day, and my heart made these jumps, which is really, really hurting. It's really hurtful, and so I didn't finish my last year at college. I mean. After this, I eventually got sick again with the same shit, and I almost broke down. I didn't know what to do. I mean, looking back at it now, it's fart in the wind, right? But at that time, I was really broken. I was broken. And because your heart can only take so much, right? So if I get another one of these, I will probably die. So I'm doing my best to like keep myself healthy. After meeting my girlfriend, I couldn't do stuff. I couldn't be a normal guy. I couldn't find work that fit my needs. I couldn't do anything that really fit my style of living, because I had to change my way of living. I had to change my diet. I had to change my my way of living. I couldn't meet my friends that often, and I still can't because of the mental and physical strain it has on me. And I don't know, man. It's such a long time ago, even now to this day. I mean, it's such a long time ago, but it's still, it hurts. I mean, what the fuck? It shouldn't be hurting that long, and my heart is healthy. I've checked it, so don't worry about that. But after my third heart inflammation, that's what it's called, heart inflammation, I started doing YouTube in secret. I didn't want anyone else to know. Why? Because I wanted to give back to the community, because when I was sick, I watched so much YouTube, and I loved it. I love the idea of the Wild West, of the internet, just being your own man in the Wild West, and just rise from nothing and then become something. It doesn't have to be, you know, I don't have to have like 100,000 subs. I just want people to see my work and then feel, wow, shit, that was actually pretty cool. I liked it. I think most of it actually comes from me wanting to be an actor at one point in my life, and a video editor. And this is like a good middle point. I wish I was doing a lot more with my camera, but I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. And I started doing YouTube in secret. Started to do Skyrim Let's Plays, because Skyrim was my favorite game, and it is to this day. And I started doing it, and I thought, holy shit, I can do this. And then I found General Sam a bit before, or a bit after, and then he picked me up, and then he said, wow, you make some pretty cool stuff. And we made some videos together after that, and that's kind of what made the channel come out of the ashes, kind of awakened at that point. And after that, I told my girlfriend, and then I told my friends, when I had like 2,000 subs, 1,500, I don't know. But I wanted to have something to show before I did it. And I would say the channel has been doing pretty nicely lately. So, and now my mother, my stepdad, my dad knows, everyone knows. Except for my grandparents and stuff, they don't need to know that. They probably wouldn't understand. But, yeah, my whole YouTube motivation was giving back and wanting to give something, give people something to look at and say, oh, that's cool. So at this point, I'm doing YouTube. I'm uploading every fucking day. I'm doing the grind, and it's not going anywhere. And suddenly, I get really sick again. I get so fucking sick, and it turns out I got another heart inflammation. I was like, what the fuck? What is going on? Why am I getting this? And I get diagnosed with something called ME in Norway, like a fatigue illness. So that's a bitch, and that is causing me to have a lot of heart inflammations. There's no cure. There's nothing to do about it. It just has to go its course, both the ME and the heart illness. So I'm going on this, I'm taking these pills to this day actually, because half a year after, I got another heart inflammation. Another one. And this isn't that long ago actually, this is like a year ago. Well, half a year ago, I don't know. It was a tiny one, so it's not really that important, but I was, it happened. So yeah, at this point, I'm sitting here in my chair, talking to you guys. I made it this far, and I just want to say I have so much respect for you guys, pulling, especially those who have, I see people in the comments that have been here since day one, and that's so fucking sick, dude. It's amazing. I'm fucking grinning. But yeah, shout out to all of you guys. You're incredibly patient, and you stick around with every single shit I do, and I do a lot of shit. And I've been sitting here for like 30 minutes. I have no idea how this is gonna turn out. I didn't have a script. I just spoke from my heart, I guess, and I don't know. I guess I'll I guess I'll thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for 3,000 subscribers and growing. Jesus, that's amazing. That's amazing. I love you all, and I will thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.